No worries. We'd like to also recognize my distinguished colleague, Senator Robin Hood Padilla. Maraming salamat po sa pag-attend ngayong araw, Lakan. So, una sa lahat, maraming salamat sa pagdalo po ninyo dito sa ating hearing on the Expanded Philippine Science High School System Act or the PSHS Act. Before anything else, I'd like to thank Senator Alan Peter Cayetano for granting us our request to constitute a subcommittee on this measure and designating us as the chairperson of the subcommittee. And as many of you already know, I handled the budget of the DOST, including the Philippine Science High School here in the Senate during hearings for our budget deliberations. And I came to realize the urgency of passing the expanded PSHS Act, hence my request for the creation of the subcommittee. But also, I just want to put on record my sincere apologies to the DOST. Akala ko talaga nakalusot yung mga amendments ko sa inyo. Almost 800 million yun, kasama na yung establishment of a new science high school sa Negros Island region, tsaka yung pag-asa, nasabi ko, sinasabi natin walang pag-asa dapat bigyan ng equipment para may pag-asa. Natanggal din yun, pati yung aking addition sa FIVOX and all the small different agencies that you had. We had a number of priorities that were given out to the tune of about 800 plus million. Ayan po yung natanggal at hindi ko alam paano nangyari yun. And well, we're not as bad because the DepEd lost 12 billion. Nandito po yung DepEd. And I feel sorry. I feel your secretary talagang gustong-gusto niya modernize yung DepEd dahil dyan nawala ang modernization budget, computerization budget, pati na rin yung SUCs, state universities and colleges, 30 billion ang natanggal. DSWD, 92 billion natanggal, pati yung ano ba yan? Pati yung modernization ng armed forces, 15 billion yung natatanggal. Daming natanggal. Kaya ako yung nagulat po at I am also I commensurate to the men and women of the different departments na natanggalan itong budget na to. I'm not a big fan of this budget, as a matter of fact. While PSI has long had a well-earned reputation as our premier secondary education institution for gifted young students in the STEM field, it remains crucial for us to update the PSHS Act and improve its organization, management, especially its accessibility to the Filipino youth. So today, we have several questions that we want to ask. And for the information sa aking kapatid na si Senator Robin, yung Philippine Science High School kasi, ito po ay high school na ang nagpapatakbo po nito ay DOST. Puro mga scientists ito, magagaling na mathematicians, scientists, at ang kagandahan po nito, may sarili po siyang budget, may sarili po siyang charter. Yung charter, yun po ang ating posibleng amendahan dito sa ating gagawin na panukala. Dahil katulad ditong isang provision dun, may isang provision dun na iisa lamang na Philippine Science High School itatayo sa isang region. Meron naman po tayong mga region na malalaki. Di ba? Katulad yung Southern Tagalog, yung Region 3, malaki po yan. Sayang naman na iisa lang ang Philippine Science High School na itatayo natin dyan. One of the recommended of course, amendments is to make it at least two science high schools with the corresponding budgetary requirement needed. May mga katanungan po tayo, like for example, how do we balance higher qualification standards for the PSHS while ensuring that the school remains inclusive and accessible, especially sa mga students from lower income households? Yan ang napakalaga. Second, are there statistics to support regional distribution of Philippine Science High School campuses? Is it sustainable, or are there perhaps campuses or even regions with lower enrollment rates? Paano po natin i-deal po ito? Paano natin maayos ito? Third, given the proposal to amend Philippine Science High School faculty from any civil service examination or regulations, what screening processes can we put in place to ensure that they meet the criteria for education professionals? Alam naman po natin, garbage in is garbage out. So kung hindi naman magaling ang screening process, ay baka hindi din karapat-dapat yung mga nagtuturo dyan pag hindi po magagaling. These are some of the questions that I hope will guide our discussions today to help us improve the measure and help us defend it on the floor when the time comes to sponsor the measure. With that, let us proceed with the hearing. Would you like, gusto niyo po, Senator Bobin? Thank you po. So ituloy na po natin yung hearing. Let's start off maybe with the first questions that I had asked. But let's start muna siguro with the presentation by the PSHS, Philippine Science High School. Meron daw kayong presentation. Please proceed, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Senator Juan Miguel Zubiri, and of course, Senator Robin Hood Padilla. And of course, our undersecretaries, we have Dr. Chidoro Gatchalian and Ms. Maridon O. Sahagon. And of course, with the EXECOM members here, we have here the Deputy Executive Director, Dr. Rod Alan Dilara, and the campus directors po nakasama ko. So we would like to present to you our document for the request to establish or expand Philippine Science High School system. So this bill is aiming to increase the access to quality STEM education. So nabanggit po ni Senator kanina, so this bill seeks to strengthen the governance and management of the Philippine Science High School system by expanding its scope, so it will no longer be one by region. We hope to have at least 2 per region, sir. And allowing the establishment of this will now cater more students from the different far-flung provinces. So the accessibility of our campuses will be easier, and I hope that the opportunities for our youth will be given, that the opportunity to access quality STEM education, which is crucial in this brittle, anxious, non-nuclear, incomprehensible world, to enable us to compete globally. So our presentation we have here will present to you the framework, our milestones, and the STEM education in Philippine Science High School, so that our other viewers will see why is Philippine Science High School important in this country. So next. So this bill, we are expecting an outcome to increase the enrollment, improve our STEM outcomes. And of course, if we have now that increased enrollment and more STEM improved STEM outcomes, then we are hoping to have a regional development and of course the social equity. So the key interventions that this bill will give us will have the geographic expansion, so that's our proposal, infrastructure development, because we'll be putting up state-of-the-art infrastructures, the teacher career progression for our teachers, scholarship to our students, and our outreach activities, which is focused on STEM. And then for the strategic goals, we have here the regional representation. So equitable access to quality STEM education will be observed, comprehensive support, organizational performance excellence, and collaboration and innovation will be felt. Now, the core challenges we have here, the geographic disparities. So they say to pass Philippine Science High School, you should be enrolled in good schools. And usually, sir, private schools are giving now best access to this STEM education. However, we would like to strengthen with this initiative, we would like to help now the Department of Education so that other schools will also compete. And we are happy to inform this body that the statistics shows now that around 50% are now from the poor but deserving sector po. So we also have the infrastructure limitations due to budget constraints. So sometimes we cannot give the needed infrastructure, but we are very thankful with the support of the legislation. Nakukuha po naman namin po yung kailangan ng Philippine Science High School. We have also the teacher shortage, especially for the STEM focus specialization of our teachers. So we are partnering it with the DOST SEI para po magkaroon po tayo ng maraming teachers. Then socioeconomic barriers and of course the limited awareness of the community that there exists a Department of Science and Technology handled institution like the Philippine Science High School. Now, this expansion bill, we would like to thank the initial sponsors, Senator Lito Lapid, Senator Ramon Revilla, Senator Win Gatchalian, Senator Mig Subiri, Senator Tol Tolentino. So for the initial proposal, and of course, the House bill initiated by Congressman Salceda. So this legislation aims to strengthen the governance and management of Philippine Science High School while appropriating necessary funds, expand access to quality STEM education by establishing additional Philippine Science High School nationwide. And we highlight here, especially in underserved areas, because there are still areas wherein our students or the supposed to be students to be catered by Philippine Science High School reject their slots because the campus we have is very far from their residents. Then increase opportunities for talented students to pursue science and technology-focused education at no cost, fostering the development of competitive and skilled workforce in the Philippines. Then we hope to promote international research collaboration and opportunities for students and teachers and provide upgrading of faculty and staff qualification and compensation. So this proposed legislation seeks to further the mission of nurturing future leaders in STEM while promoting excellence, integrity, and service to nation. Those are our core values. And then we emphasize inclusivity and increase geographical reach. So we would like to present to you, Your Honor, the milestones we had with Philippine Science High School. So our institution was established in 1963 through a Republic Act 3661. And then in 1988, a campus, the Southern Mindanao campus was established and then followed by Eastern Visayas and the Western Visayas. And then the system was born, which now gave birth for Cagayan Valley, Bicol Region, and Central Mindanao campus. And then in 2001, a Republic Act 1936 allowed us to expand further, completing all regions in the country. So from 2002 to 2016, all regions were now established, and ang pinakabunso po natin ang ating Mimaropa Region Campus and Zamboanga Region Campus. Now at present, so with this present bill, if this legislation will pass, then we'll have at least 2 per region po. Then the vision of our school, we are the leading science high school in the Asia Pacific region, preparing our scholars to become globally competitive Filipino scientists equipped with the 21st century skills and imbued with the core values of integrity, excellence, and service to nation. Then our mission is advancing premier high school STEM education for the people. So to operationalize that, we had this forward framework. So we would like our education to be future-proof. And then we have the optimum human resource development. We would like to be a benchmark for our operation, and we would like to re-engineer our administrative processes so that we will have the world-class outputs based on well-defined standards. And since our students are our future STEM practitioners, we would like them to produce intellectual property or appropriate researches which could be registered for public use and with economic value. And then we would like to have that maintain that is a recognizable brand of STEM education. And we would like to have a balanced offering. That's why we focus on deepening socio-emotional skills. So we have 2 programs, our STEM scholarship basis program and the STEM promotion program. So we are provided with the funding for these 2 programs. So the first program aims to increase the competitiveness of Filipinos in STEM courses, and the second is increase accessibility to the Philippine Government Scholarship Program in Specialized Secondary Education among young Filipinos with high aptitude in STEM courses. So we go around the country to promote our program so we could invite more pupils to take the national competitive exam. So how will you become a Philippine Science High School student? So we have here the set of criteria for eligibility. So we would like to take students with a final grade of 85% in science and mathematics. And then, of course, Filipino citizen po. And then with not more than 15 years old by the time that we take the examination. And then we have at least a satisfactory rating or its equivalent in the character rating, have not previously applied for admission in Philippine Science High School, and preferably be in good health and fit to undergo a rigorous academic program. So we have the mechanisms. It could be walk-in or online application na po tayo. Next, please. So our student population, next please. So as of this time, we have now 10,619 students for school year 2024 to 2025. So this is the statistics per campus. So the highest is with National Capital Region, that's the MC po. So main campus, which is located in Quezon City, offering 240 scholarships every year. And then the lowest as of this time is the Mimaropa Region campus. So we're trying to complete the slot of 90 per grade level. So, yes, sir.
So lang, since we're in the application process, kasi parehong katanungan namin ni Senator Robin Hood is ano yung entrance program para sa mga batang ito? Kasi wala namang may palakasan system dyan.
Wala, sir.
Or you pirate them from the DepEd, yung mga matatalino? Ano ba yan? Sila ba nag-a-apply?
Yes, sir.
Can you slow down and explain the process more clearly? O kasi unang-una, maraming tao nga hindi nila nalalaman na DOST pala yung isay. Di ba? Kala nila yung Philippine Science High School ay part of DepEd.
Yes.
So, yan, that's one misconception. Second is, how do they get the scholarships? How is it done?
So they get a scholarship through a competitive examination. That's why we call it National Competitive Examination, sir. Yes, sir. So every year, we take around 23,000 examinees. Hindi pa po ito lahat, sir, nare-require na mag-take yung mga honor students ng DepEd. And we would like to request later from DepEd that they should, I hope they can require their pupils, the top pupils, to take our national competitive exam. So this is based on their interest only, sir. So the national competitive exam is composed of an aptitude test, and then it covers quantitative ability, scientific ability, abstract reasoning, and scientific verbal ability. So yun po yung composition, sir. So it's a 4-hour test.
Ano ma'am, sorry, I'll make you go back to the presentation after that. After this, some few questions. When you take the exams, how many, do you have the figure of average, ilan ba nag-exam, ilang yung nakakapasa?
23,000 to 30,000 every year, sir, ang nag-exam. And then ang kinukuha lang po namin ay, and then ang general characteristic of these examinees, they belong to the upper 10% of their class. So, ang kinukuha po namin every year ay 1,000 for 1,875. So, that's just how many? 1,875 divided by 23,000 lang, sir. Around 8% lang po. So comparing it, they say, sir, there's a study that tells us that the population of the gifted in a country is 1%. So wala pa po tayo sa 1% na kinikater sa Philippine Science High School. So
thank you.
That's why we're pushing for this, sir.
Yeah, please proceed, ma'am. So you do coordinate. There is coordination with DepEd naman.
We give the information po. We request for a campaign to the different schools for the national competitive exam. But we are hoping, sir, that they would require later
Yes.
the honor, at least the top 3 or
Oo.
top 5 of their class.
Maganda nga yung coordination ninyo. Sige.
So next, sir. So as I was saying, around 23,000 are taking the national competitive exam to 30,000. Next po. So tama po yung sinasabi ni Senator Mix kanina that we have regions with a big population that we think if only there's additional slot, sana makuha po namin yung student. Just like Calabarzon here. So we have here Sir Rex Fortesa. So this is actually, this Power BI will present to us the data of our enrollment and ilan po ang galing sa iba't ibang regions. Now, next please. Looking into the scholarship categorization of our students are not only enjoying the quality education, but we're also providing them with the stipend, sir, as high as 4,000 pesos for full, 2,500 for partial 1, 1,500 for partial 2, and then partial 3 will only receive 500. So social, based on their socio-economic status din po.
So yung may kaya,
500.
500 lang. Okay.
Opo. So if you look into the statistics around, naglalaro po ang partial 1, 2, 3, we still categorize them to be within the poor category. And then, so kung titignan po natin, around 53% po ang partial 3. So generally competitive na rin naman po ang nasa poor until middle earning family. So our comparative budget summary, next please. So 2023, we received 2.9 billion budget, 2024, 2.7, and then we're very grateful for the 2.7 NEP for 2025 po. So the per capita cost of a Philippine Science High School. So over the years, nag-fluctuate po. It depends on the MOOE or budget provided to us by the Congress. So ang pinakamataas na po ay 249,000. But this school year, we have 224,211 po. So this is comparing the PS and MOOE, attributing the PS and MOOE. So students per region, as you could see, marami po ang NCR. Even in the National Capital Region, we have a very limited slot of 240 per grade level. So if only we can have more slots, so catering, ang malapit po sa NCR po natin ay Central Luzon and Calabarzon. Pwede pong i-increase yun to cater to the students that we reject every year. Kasi hindi po na kaya ng 240 slots po. Next, please. So we have now 27,956 graduates since 1969. And most of our students, ito po yung popular courses po, biology, chemical engineering, medicine, marami na po tayong doktor, computer science, mathematics, manufacturing and construction, chemistry, biological and related sciences, the biochemistry, ICT, engineering and trades, physics, electricity and energy, statistics and psychology. Yan po yung top 15. So as you could see here, sir, 98% of our students are pursuing STEM courses. So they graduate 98%. Kung meron man po yung 2%, they pay us, sir.
Not familiar. Explain to us the curriculum that you have. Pagpasok ng bata, may choice ba sila na anong science pipiliin nila? Or meron kayong tinatawag na general general education courses, certain math, certain science, social sciences, parang DepEd din or specialized kayo, nang-iiba kayo?
We develop our own curriculum, sir. So first year po, they have the integrated science. And then their mathematics is advanced algebra. And then that's the foundation years, grade 7 and grade 8. And then pagdating po ng grade 9 and 10, it's now what we call the advanced years program. So nandito na po ang biology, chemistry, physics. So lahat po ng students natin will take these courses, and then they also have more mathematics subjects for grades 9. May statistics na po. And then they also have research subject pagdating na po ng grade 10. For the 11 and 12, it's now specialization years program where they will now pursue their special courses. So mamili na po between biology, chemistry, physics, computer science, engineering. So specialized na po. It depends on their interest. So we have the core subjects. So doon sa pipiliin po nila, and then another elective subject based on their interests. But we also offer for all the mainstream, we have humanities subjects po. So English, Filipino, social science we offer.
Kasi yan, because yeah, you're Philippine Science High School kasi we want to set you apart from our education system kasi syempre i-defend ko to sa floor. I'm sure
Yes.
I may have senators that will say, why would we give priority to PhilSci? Why don't we just give it to DepEd and assist DepEd? Why would we have to add additional funding for Philippine Science High School when we can actually spend it for DepEd? Yan yung mga katanungan sigurado
sir.
ako pagdating sa plenaryo. So you have to justify today and point to us what makes you stand apart from the DepEd curriculum and the DepEd system. Is it because you have with due respect sa DepEd, more science-based teachers, more professors, PhDs? Ano ba, quality ba ng teachers nyo yan? Quality ba ng curriculum? Quality ba ng equipment? Ano ba, paano ba natin, magiging sales lady ka na yun ng
Yes,
Philippine
sir.
Science High School. Kami po ay mga parents dito. How
Opo.
can you convince us na dyan ipapasok yung aming matatalino mga anak?
Kasama actually sa presentation ko, sir. It's in
Sige.
slide 26. So why we stand out?
Siguro, let's speed
Yes
up.
po. Why we stand out, sir? Because we have that STEM-centered curriculum. We have a highly competitive admission process, scholarship for students, world-class facilities, emphasis on research and innovation. We have the content specialist teachers, so they cannot teach if it's not their major. And then opportunities for global exposure. Our students are competing and then coming back with awards most of the time. And then we have the strong alumni network, sir. So yun po ang nakikita po namin na edge ng Philippine Science High School. Now, in choosing our location, sir, let me show next, sir. For you to appreciate sino po some of our notable alumni. Yes, sir. So we just listed the popular ones here. So we have, but due to, yes, sir, we have General Esperon, Chair Carlo Nograles, Dr. Rowena Cristina Guevara of DOE, who is a previous Undersecretary of DOST, Dr. Carlo Arcilla of PNRI. We have also former NEDA Director Shelito Habito. And then we have here General from, hindi ko makita yun. Ano na apelyido? Sa hukbong dagat. And then, of course, our Undersecretary, Mama Ridon Sag.
Maraming taga-DOST dyan. Si
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Arcilla, si Ma'am
Ma'am
Sahamo.
Donet po. We have here Director Bob Dizon, Robert Dizon po. And then DOH Undersecretary previously, Dr. Eric Domingo. The Dr. Salvenia for COVID-19. So sila po. Dr. Reynabel Reyes, the woman who proved Einstein is correct. We have also the OST Regional Director, Dr. Julius Cesar. The CEPI President, Sir, Dr. Danilo Silachica, who is also our Board of Justice member. Former DOTC Secretary, Joseph Abaya. And then Architect Silvestre. And then we have also yung bata po from the Eastern Visayas campus, the breakthrough, Hilary Andales, who is now an astrophysicist. So we also have Dr. Pia Bagamasbad of UP and IMBB po. So sila lang po ang ilan sa mga produkto po ng Philippine Science High School. So probably your question is, may national scientist na po ba kami? Mga bata pa po kasi working on it po, malapit na po. Mga bata pa lang po kasi ang aming graduates.
A national scientist from that batch.
Wala pa
Those
po.
batches.
But we have the likes of Dr. Veya of Mapua.
Oo.
Siya po kasi yung class valedictorian, sir.
Oo. Kasi gusto natin yung return on investment sana,
Yes.
di ba? It's ROI for the government.
Yes.
So, return on investment, nag-invest po tayo na malaki, may stipend pa yan. Balik trabaho, all the serbisyo, edukasyon sa ating mga kababayan. So I think that's also one thing that we'd like to look at when you want to expand the Philippine Science High School charter and its footprint in the country. What is the return on investment dapat sa ating mga kababayan? Si Carlo Nograles ay civil PSI din? Nice. Yes, please. Oh, yes. Kasi ayaw din po natin lahat ng mga graduate ng PSI biglang nag-abroad na. Nagtatrabaho para sa ibang bansa. Although we cannot avoid that, but we'd like to see what is the return on investment for our country's development.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
In addition to what was mentioned by our campus director as regards the benefit that we get out of the graduates that we produce in PSI, probably we have to look as well in the data which is available now that there are at least per UNESCO standard 358 scientists and researchers per million population. Now, the country has not achieved that level yet. In fact, we're just nearing or still far, if I may say so. Yeah. But the thing here is we have to note that most of the graduates, if not all of them, as mentioned by the director, 98% of our graduates are pursuing STEM program in college. And because of that, this is a big push towards achieving that standard set by the UNESCO as to the number of scientists that has to work to achieve economic development for a country. It has to achieve at least that standard of 360, 358 scientists per million population.
Yes. That's good. That's good. That's a good number when you see about 98% of your graduates going to STEM education, yung science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Yes.
That's a good number.
Consistent naman po, sir.
Sila ba ay nagtatrabaho pa sa ating mga science, yung Science Institute, defense budget? Space, Philippine Space Agency?
Yes, sir.
May mga space agency members ba tayo?
Undersecretary Yusek Dennis Villorente with Philippine Space Agency.
Which one is he there?
Sir, yun yung naka-violet. Tapos Villorente, sir.
Naka-violet? The lady? Which one?
Yung baba po ni
Robert Dizon. Villorente. Yeah. It's Villorente. Good.
Undersecretary po siya ngayon, sir.
Oh, very good. He's with the Philippine Space Agency?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay. Please proceed with your presentation.
So, we are under the Department of Science and Technology. Next po. So, we have the Board of Justice as the highest policy-making body of our school And under the Board of Trustees is my office, the Office of the Executive Director, and then we have 16 campuses. So all the campus directors are members of the executive committee. So we would like to show to you the frontage of our schools. So
Hey,
next,
just,
yes, sir.
before I ask, I'll just ask the location. Yeah, so main campus is Quezon City, right?
Yes,
Quezon
sir.
City. Sa CAR, saan ang main campus? Baguio?
Irisan, Baguio City, sir.
Baguio City. Mimaropa, saan yun nalagay?
Ojongan, Romblon, sir.
Ah, sa Romblon.
Yes, sir.
So wala sa Mindoro.
Wala
So
po.
kung magkakadalawa tayo, baka Mindoro kasi malaki Mindoro eh.
Yes.
Central Visayas Campus, that is
Sa Argao, Cebu, sir.
sa Argao.
Opo.
Okay. How about the Central Mindanao Campus?
Balui, sir. Nangka, Balui.
North Cotabato. South Cotabato.
Lanao del Norte, sir.
So it's not Central, it's Northern Mindanao.
Yes, sir. Mali yung
Hindi-
pangalan, sir.
Mali,
Kaya gusto-
Central. Nasa North yun eh. So that's Northern Mindanao is Baloi. That's near the airport there sa Iligan.
Yes, sir.
Ilocos Region, saan po yan?
San Ildefonso, Ilocos Sur, sir.
San Ildefonso, Ilocos Sur. How about sa Central Luzon Campus?
Clark po.
Sa Pampanga. Bicol Region?
Goa, Camarines North. Sur.
Camarines Sur. Yeah.
Sur, sir.
Sur. Yung Eastern Visayas?
Palo Leyte, sir.
Southern Mindanao Campus.
Davao, sir. Mintal, Davao.
Mintal,
Opo.
Davao. Caraga Region?
Butuan, sir.
Sa Butuan. How about Cagayan Valley Region?
Nueva Vizcaya, sir. Bayumbong,
sarap.
Nueva Vizcaya.
Mag-anak mo din dati. Kamag-anak na yung governor dun dati. Calabarzon Region?
Batangas City, sir.
Batangas City. Yung Western Visayas?
In Iloilo, Haro, Iloilo, sir.
Okay. Zamboanga Peninsula?
Dipolog City, sir.
Dipolog. And sa Soxargen?
In Paraiso, Coronadal.
It's in Coronadal.
Opo.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So, yun, kulang pa tayo ng NIR dyan. That's what we
Yes,
have to
sir.
work on. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Next po. So, ito po, to see, we would like to show to you how our frontage, sir, para state-of-the-art campuses po. Yan po ang itsura ng campuses po natin. So, from Ilocos Sur to Agusan del Norte. Iba't ibang karakteristik naman po nila. Next. So the budgetary requirement for the establishment of a campus, we had here, sir, a 6-year plan. And
Ma'am,
eto,
yung BARM nga pala.
sir, we do not have a campus there, sir, but we're helping them establish their science high school.
It's an autonomous.
Yes, sir.
Tulungan natin sila.
Yes, sir.
Science high school.
Last week, sir, we met with the Ministry of Science and Technology.
During the ARM, nung nasa ARM pa siya, Autonomous Region of Mindanao, wala tayong campus.
Wala po, sir.
Sige. Dapat ilagay natin sa batas yan na although it is an autonomous system, but we will assist. But
Yes,
we
sir.
should insist also that they should have a science high school in BARM.
They are now, sir. May Bangsamoro Science High School. And they'll be opening next year, sir. 14.2 hectare lot.
Good. So, but let's put it
Campus.
lang in the law. Let's just put it in the law. Let's reiterate na magkakaroon. Kasi kung hindi mo lalagay sa batas yan, baka sinong magiging next chief minister, baka wala naman priority sa
Okay,
science
sir.
and the technology. So, lagay lang natin sa batas na
Yes, sir.
although it's not under the you guys, but it's a different system under
Yes,
assisted
sir.
by DOST na lang. Okay. Kasi dapat din kunin natin yung standards. Standards, baka naman kung sino na ilalagay nila doon.
We're mentoring them, sir. Even
So,
for...
let's put that in the law. Let's just institutionalize it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks.
So this is a picture of the budgetary requirement for the establishment of a new campus, sir. So for the first year, 333 million. Second year, 214 million. Year 3, 268 million, year 4, 251 million, year 5, 217 million, and then year 6 is 216 million. So mag-stabilize pa lang po ang operation after the establishment of the different infrastructure projects po. It will take us 6 years. So it's for the Congress po to have whether we open 3 campuses every year. So nasa inyo po. Or a campus every year. Sa yung old law po namin, it took us how many years? From
Yeah.
1998 to 2016. So one campus at a time kami noon, sir.
Yeah, Your Honor, if the Congress will allow the passage of the enactment or the enactment of this amendment, then it depends on the budgetary support that the government can augment the existing budget of the PSHS.
Sana, kung nakakapasa na?
Yes, sir.
It's passed
Approved na
already?
po.
It's submitted. Okay.
Right.
Good,
So
good.
the
And they
program,
had this provision.
Yep.
Kasi
the program
budget
there is
starts from
actually, sir, the lower house initially planned to have at least 10 campuses to be added to the existing 16 campuses. So that will be about 10 regions only.
So ang nag-spearhead dito si Joyce Aceda.
Yes, sir.
But
Gusto niya siguro sa Albay magkaroon ng Pisay.
Initially, sir.
Okay na, mami ko ng Albay. Ayan, sige. Okay.
But if your version will include say additional 1 campus per region, so that will be 16 campuses.
Yes,
But
understood.
the program there presented by the director is for 6 years. So it depends on how many campuses will be added po every year, depending on the availability of the fund.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Yusek. No, we need to have that. Let's place this in the law so that it should be implemented every year. Di ba?
Thank you, sir.
Bagong campuses.
So in choosing the location of Philippine Science High School, sir, we have this checklist. So we're putting up based on the quality of feeders we have, location and environment, land topography, size of the land, accessibility, risk and hazard assessment, proximity to community resources, support from LGUs is also imperative, the proximity to educational and research institutions, overall environment and ambience, cost of land development, legal and administrative feasibility, availability of natural resources, utilities and infrastructure, and the proximity of other PSHS campuses po. So that to see that we will really be accessible and we will not also make the existing campus become white elephant later. So we want it to be distributed accordingly, sir. So we would like to show you our office performance commitment review that we have these 4 programs included. Aside from the 2, we are also being evaluated based on the general administration and support, and then our leadership role in STEM secondary education. So our performance indicators to be premier science high school, we have here, sir, percentage of PSHS graduates pursuing STEM. So we're tracking our graduates. We're also tracking the cohort survival rate, scholar supported percentage of winning and awards and recognition, percentile of our students to see how they perform worldwide. So we measure them based on their performance on the US-based SAT, and then rank of campuses based on the overall UPCAT score, sir. That's our local metric. Now for the STEM promotion, we would like all municipalities and provinces be included in our promotional activities. So we also measure the percentage of municipalities with applicants to the NCE, and then the percentage of freshmen who were able to get a GWA of 2.5. So Philippine Science High School is very strict with the academic status of our students. So we track their academic progress, and we have that retention policy of 225, sir.
Good points. But what are the results? Have we had students that have done well in US-based SATs?
Yes, sir. We have a very good standing, sir. So above, as high as 99 percentile. And then ang average po ng system ay 90 every year, sir, 90 to 95 percentile
May mga
in math.
may mga graduates na kayo na pasok sa mga Ivy League and
Yes,
top
sir.
schools?
We have, sir.
20?
Yes po.
I need those information
Okay, sir.
when I defend this on the floor. Like, how many have already gone to top schools in the US, top schools in London, top schools in other places, so that they show that talagang nag-i-improve talaga. Ang mga graduates ng Tisay ay they're cut above the rest,
Yes, sir.
including UP and Ateneo, all the top schools also in the Philippines. Ilan ba nakakapasok doon?
Kami po ay almost lahat ng campuses ay nasa top 20 po ng UPCAT. So when EDCOM visited UP, they presented how competitive our students are, compared it with the other science high schools.
What you can do is you don't have to give me from the very beginning. Maybe in the last 5 years.
5 years, sir.
Yeah, the last 5-year data, ilang percentage ang graduates ninyo na nakapunta sa top universities of the Philippines, top universities abroad.
Okay, sir.
Diba? So, napakalagan.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So, na-preset ko na po yung next po. So, yan po yung why we stand out from other public schools. Next. So, we have the world-class facilities and resources. Our student-teacher ratio, sir, is 10:1. The student-computer resources ratio is 3:1. So, we're basing it based on the world standards. Actually, for a boarding science high school, sir, in US, the ratio is 7:1. So we hope to get there. And then our students are being mentored by scientists and field experts. And these students undergo the science immersion program. We have the research summits and innovation camps. In fact, our students are producing registered IPs, sir. We have world patents, WIPO registered. And then we're producing as if we are a university based on the number of patents, industrial designs, and utility models, sir. Next. So for the 6-year PSHS Future-Proof Curriculum Framework, so who is a PSHS graduate? Someone who is holistically developed, a global Filipino who is well prepared to pursue a career in STEM. So our graduate profile, they are problem solvers, ethically principled, and lifelong learners. Their general capability po, we have the literacy, scientific and technological capability, numeracy, creative and critical thinking, digital citizenship, global citizenship, understanding, ethical understanding, and personal and social capability. So the content, as I mentioned a while back, we have the STEM courses, then we have also English, Filipino, humanities subjects, STEM, and values education, sir. And then the skills, future-proof ready skills, scientific inquiry skills, and then the technological skills. We have the passion for STEM, integrity, excellence, and service as our core values po. Next. So we tried to map this based on the grade level. So we have the foundation years, advancement years, and specialization years. So we also incorporated here, inspired by the IB program, we have the service, creativity, action, leadership, and enhancement program, or the scale. This is being taken by 11 and 12. This is actually an exposure of our students to explore other skills that they can develop for a 2-year time po. And then the science immersion program, this is the time that our students go to the different laboratories and have that exposure with the scientists so they can develop a research project po. Then alternative learning activities, ito po yung clubs. So we have, our students are having different clubs. Then we have institutional celebrations, field trips, student activities, competitions, and outreach programs. So as I was saying, our students, this is our intellectual property portfolio, 3 world patents, 6 patents, 63 utility models, 29 industrial designs, 190 copyrights with a very meager budget, sir. So the expansion of Philippine Science High School system is expected to yield several key outcomes. So we hope to increase student or enhance student outcomes, increase research and innovation, stronger regional development and social equity in order to boost the national and global competitiveness. Because we believe the way to global competitiveness is Philippine Science High School. So with that, we're operationalizing it with the 3 strategic initiatives. Next po. We need to work out a student competitiveness plan, adopt an organizational performance excellence plan, and the yield, collaboration, and innovation plan. So maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat po, Madam. It's good to see you again and good to hear your presentation once again. So, thank you for informing us on the programs, the plans, and the need for this measure to pass. Pero tanungin natin yung ibang stakeholders kasi nandito po naman sila. Meron ba tayong okay na po tayo sa Department of Science and Technology unless other USECs would like to add to the statement already given by Ma'am Orteza? Yes, USEC. A product of PSI. So you are
as well as our
you have a bias.
yes, I am biased. I am
You're
biased.
biased.
Along with my colleague here is also an alumna of the Philippine Science High School. Let me just say, Mr. Senators, that it's really a game changing to be part of the Philippine Science High School. I came from a province when I entered Philippine Science High School, and there was just only one campus at the Quezon City, and we were 240 students then from all over the country. So as far as Mindanao, sama-sama kami doon. And at some point, the difference between the Philippine Science High School is we're really exposed to the sciences and research. That's why we have a long list of IPs, because the students undertake research as if they are college students, because we have good laboratories, we have good mentors, we have good teachers. And probably if we are also given the chance, they could also write papers and publish in scientific journals. The level is very high because, well, supposedly this is the school for the gifted in STEM, and we'd like to expand these opportunities down to the lowest, to the far-flung areas, because we know and I'm confident that given the chance, they would also excel in STEM if they would only have that opportunity. And not mentioned here is also there are support programs to ensure that access of our students in the provinces and far-flung areas would be enhanced, because we're now supporting also the mentoring and the teaching of our students to prepare them to PSI. So may mga outreach programs kami, and also we're partnering with the Department of Education to step up the STEM education. So I hope that this initiative would really fly, because this is what is needed also to push the science, technology, and innovation agenda of the country. Thank you, Mr. Senators.
Thank you, Yusek. Siguro dito naman tayo po. Let's start with the DepEd. Ano bang comment ninyo dito? Meron ba kayong mga programa na, of course, programs for coordination with PSI? Unang-una, meron ba tayong coordination sa PSI? Kung pangalawa, siguro ano bang mga programs natin para magkaroon tayo ng STEM education na lang sa DepEd?
Yes, Mr. Chair. There is, I think, existing coordination with the PSI in terms of STEM education. And I think DepEd will supports the strengthening the governance and management of the PSHS through, of course, giving support in terms of the enrollment access to the campuses of Pisay. Siguro maybe putting schools strategically na at least the STEM education, of course, of the DepEd will not be put down, of course, because I think there's no competition naman between the STEM education of the Pisay, since we acknowledge you as the uh, nation's science technology education, premier education for science and technology. And I think we can still give some support in achieving the goals of the bills that will be passed.
Ano sa inyo, parang inisip ko lang kanina, playing,
Yes.
not being naughty and playing the devil's advocate. Ayaw nyo ibigay yung best and brightest students nyo sa kanila kasi babawasan kayong matatalino.
Yes, sir.
Which brings up the general average, right? Kasi kung lahat po yung average student, yung general average ay ganyan lang. Pero pag may mga best and brightest kayo dyan na nagtatap ng mga iba't ibang examinations, syempre they also increase the level of their competency in the DepEd. So I guess that's the little bit of rivalry between Pisay and... There's no rivalry ba? Yeah,
I think,
Definitely. That's
Hindi,
because we are
kaya tanong ko nga sa kanila binibigay ba nila? Kasi parang I would say the natural scheme of things, pag meron kayo nakikitang gifted child, lalo na sa STEM subjects, STEM education courses, parang the natural action would be to endorse them to Pisay.
Yes, sir.
Right? Kasi kulang talaga eh.
Okay.
In Bukidnon, I'll tell you, sa amin doon, we help our DepEd there, tinutulungan namin sila. Kakulangan ng equipment, walang mga tablets, walang lab, walang nga internet.
Sir, resources
resources are kulang, di ba?
lacking in DepEd. So we
So,
encourage them to enroll naman to Pisay or to go to Pisay whether if they have passed the examinations, the national competitive examinations in Pisay.
so you encourage them.
Yes, sir.
Let's encourage naman the DepEd.
There is also Regional Science High School, sir.
May Manila Science High School, no? Is that under the QC campus? Under DepEd.
Yes, sir.
So ano competing kayo dyan sa kanila? Manila Science High
We
School?
have special curriculum po for STEM education also, like the STEs and the Regional Science High School. Yes, ma'am. Tama po. And I think kaya nga I'm expressing na when they strategically put Pisay or schools, they would look into the Regional Science High Schools also, para they can put Pisay in areas wherein the our RSHS or ST education is not available. But at least they can cater more the broader concept nung regional disparities nga nung enrollees.
Regional Science High Schools.
There are regional science high schools.
For example, Region 10, saan ang inyong sa Northern Mindanao?
I'm not familiar with the region 10 now. But in every region po, there is a regional science high school.
Oh. Baka you can message phone a friend and then let me know in a bit. So the reason why I said that is because yung sa Region 10 nga sa amin, napakalayo na sa Baloi, which is buti na lang natapos na yung Pangil Bay Bridge kasi dati 5 hours yata from Cagayan de Oro yung biyahe, malayo. And we all know that the regional center is Cagayan de Oro. And of course, surrounding it is Misamis Oriental, Occidental, and Bukidnon. So, and Camiguin. That's why we want to move the campus a bit closer to the regional center so we can get more students involved and of course enrolled there. So okay, full support kayo dito, Sir George.
Yes,
Sir
sir.
George.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So yan ang position ng DepEd. Now let's ask the Department of... Ay, ma'am, you're back with us, ATI. Oh yes, I said you look familiar. Sabi ko, kasama ko kanina to. We passed the agriculturist professionalization. So, ma'am, kayo po, ma'am, ano ba yung inyong
Yes, sir.
comment?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Senator Mig-Zubiri, and Senator Padilla. I was at the other side for the Philippine Agriculturist Bill, sponsored also by Senator Zubiri. Nagtaka din kami bakit napasama si DA dito sa PISAY. But nonetheless, the Agricultural Training Institute, one of the bureaus of the Department of Agriculture, we are the capacity builder, knowledge bank, and catalyst for Philippine Agriculture Extension System. We would like to support the passage of the proposed measure as it seeks to accommodate more government scholars and increase access to free, quality, and globally competitive education for the country's future science, technology, and innovation pool of experts. With this, the Agricultural Training Institute, we would like to suggest from the side of DA that DA be involved in the STEM curriculum from grade 7 to 10 for junior high school and grades 11 to 12 for senior high school, especially on the tracks that concern on agriculture and fisheries. This is similar to the role of DA as one of the member of the technical panel for agriculture of the CHED Commission on Bank. Given this, the ATI reiterates its support for the passage of the proposed measure that will build the next generation of Filipino scientists, especially agriculture scientists. We wanted to have more plant breeders, animal breeders, entomologists, pathologists, soil scientists, biotech, geneticists, who can serve the country and respond to the many challenges of the agriculture and fisheries sector and become at par of the best in the world. So yun lang, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Remy. Buti pala, hindi ka pala umuwi. Nandito ka pa rin. Tama yun kasi we were discussing the professionalization of agriculturists earlier, and that should be part of your curriculum. Not to mention, and I'll recognize you, Ma'am, not to mention the fact that PICARD is under them, which is our science and research based Institute for Agriculture and Fisheries. So yes, Ma'am Rona, you were going to say something.
Yes, Senator, we would like to inform Director that we have agriculture elective po. So it's part of our curriculum. So grade 10 students are taking agriculture subjects. And then in fact, we have agricultural hubs in some campuses po. So they're developing researches focused on agriculture. So in partnership with PICARD po. Thank you po.
Maganda yan kasi tama sinabi niya, agronomists, yung mga biotechnologists. So that's the future. It's the future. In a few years, we will be 8 billion population, 7 billion. Siguro bago tayo mag-senior citizen, magkaedad kami ni Robin, siguro baka mag-10 billion na. Sa dami ng tao sa mundo. The key there is science and technology on food production as well. We have to be able to grow more food, crops that are climate change resistant, and the maximization of utilization of land. Baka building na po yung, kung wala na pong lupa, baka building na po yung agricultural farm. 10-story na hydroponics, vegetables and all that. And it would be good that PISAY also works on a curriculum that will strengthen that move. Mga food scientists. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, sir. It will likewise respond to one of the concern in agriculture, the low participation of the younger generation to engage in agriculture. So probably making agriculture as a sexy profession with Philippine Science High School, involving them in research activities that are not yung land-based na mga trabaho, yung manual labor.
Actually, ma'am, I challenge them because with Elon Musk now very present in the next administration of the US, talagang thrust talaga nila is to look outwards the Earth. They're going to establish daw a community in the moon, sa ating buwan. And their plan is to be able to make that the launching pad for Mars Mars landings, yung human landing na tao na po, hindi na po yung mga gadgets and robots and drones. So one challenge to the DA and to the science community is to come up with food grown in enclosed spaces. So that's the challenge. So now maybe you can have your students, kung may students kayo that are taking agronomy classes, you can tell them na, okay, scenario, we're going to go to the moon or we're going to go to Mars. Come up with a concept on how to grow food within an enclosed space with limited water and sun and UV. Kasi artificial lighting yan eh. Obviously, that's artificial lighting. So maybe they can come up with a concept and who knows, baka manalo yan later on sa space program and they can be our pioneers, no? In space development, particularly in the field of agriculture. So that's just some challenges that we can give our very intelligent students ng PSI. I think they'd like to take up those challenges. No? So thank you, Ma'am Remy. Dito naman po tayo sa DOF Intelligence Officer. Bakit nandito po yung Intelligence Officer ng DOF? Revenue Operations Group. Meron ba kayong sinasmuggle dyan sa PSI? Attorney, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. The department supports the expansion of the PSI to accommodate more scholars and increase access to quality, free, and globally competitive education for the country's science, technology, and innovation manpower. Also, it provides to strengthen the governance and management of the PSI and to further enhance the ability of students with high aptitude in the secondary science and technology, engineering, and mathematics. For the proposed duty and tax exemptions, it is the department's comment that for the grants, bequests, endowments, and gifts are aligned with the National Internal Revenue Code, as the PSI is a government institution, thus be exempt from donors tax, and the donation made to PSI is subject to deductibility to the gross income of the donor, sir. However, for the importation of scientific and research equipment, the department expresses its reservation, sir. Since under the proposed paragraph 2 of this law, proposed law, draft bill, yes. It is subject to the provisions of the Customs Modernization and Tariff Act, sir. Under the CMTA, sir, for educational institutions, it is only books or publications donated to or imported for government educational institutions, sir, and then certified by the DepEd, sir. Also, under the international agreement on the importation of educational, scientific, and cultural materials, sir, the educational, scientific, or cultural materials, sir, are those only covered, sir, by the said international agreement, sir.
Paano yung mga, let's say, for example, MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, gusto po nila mag-donate ng let's say laboratory equipment, engineering equipment to PSI, dadaan pa ng taxes yan?
Yes, sir. Since it is not currently under the CMTA, sir. Also with the international agreement.
No, but
sir,
the law can always amend that.
yes,
If
sir.
you have a new law
Yes,
that specifically says that,
Yes,
ma-amend na siya.
Yes, sir.
Kasi it's a succeeding law. It's an after
Yes,
after
sir.
the laws passed. It's a new law. Because the reason, and I understand why hiningi po nila yung exemption na yan. Kasi wala namang gusto kaya donation libre. Kung
Yes, sir.
magbabayad sila, hindi sila mabibigay kasi mababayad nga sila. Sila naman, wala naman silang pera pambayad ng taxes nun. Diba? So, siguro pwede ko naman kausapin si Secretary Recto, si Ralph. Naintindihan naman niya yan pag donation ng, for example, certain equipment, maybe in the TWG, we can work out the wordings. Kasi kung libro lang, walang
Yes,
problema.
sir. To align.
Pero yung equipment lang ka talaga.
Yes.
And we can make it And we can make it under the request siguro of the PSI, not DepEd. Kasi DepEd yata ang nagbibigay ng
Yes, sir, under the CMT.
certification.
Correct, yes, sir, under the CMT. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
For
because-
educational institutions.
But they're not kasi under DepEd, so
Yes, sir.
medyo awkward
Yes.
on the thing. So under the law, maybe we can put that the PSI through the DOST makes the request, and then it goes to certain campuses, and then basta it's solely utilized talaga for
Yes, sir, for the
for,
purpose or
purpose.
Yes, sir.
o intelligence officer ka pa naman. Kung ibinenta nyo yun, kawawa kayo dyan. Huhulihin kayo ng intelligence officer na yan. So, you know, we don't want to lose revenue for government. In this case naman kasi it's donated educational equipment. So, I don't think it will make a big fuss.
Yes.
Di naman yan agricultural products or something. So, sige sige gentlemen, ladies, let's work it out. Sama na kayo sa TWG DOF para
Yes, sir.
gawin natin ng paraan kasi gusto nga natin maging premier science school itong PSI.
Yes.
Ikaw ba graduate dyan? Ano? Saan ka ba nag-graduate?
Normal high school lang, Your Honor.
Normal. Okay. Lahat naman tayo normal high school din tayo. High school. Oo, silang abnormal pala. Tama, yung mga highly intelligent, abnormal nung sa nag-aaral kami noon, yung mga, di ba, summa cum laude, yung mga valedictorian, talagang, oo. So, thank you very much, Attorney. I appreciate
Thank you,
the concerns and of course the stand of the DOF. Dito naman tayo sa DBM. Madam, alam naman, when we expand, we create, we expand, we strengthen. Nininervyos palagi yung DBM, pinapawisan palagi pagka ganun eh. Alam mo, that's their job is to do prudence, the fiscal management, and generate, well, the DOF is to generate the income, and the DBM is to spend it wisely. In this case, sa PSI, ano po ang comment po ng ating Department of Budget and Management Attorney, ma'am?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, Senator Padilla, and to everyone. First of all, we recognize po the intention of the bill to strengthen the governance and management of PSI. Regarding po as to our comments, initial comments pa lang naman po ito. First, on the upgrading of the salary grade of Executive Director and Deputy Executive Director. Currently po kasi SG 28 and 27 na po sila respectively. And naka-align po ito with the other, yung similar entities po, which they are bureau level entities like yung sa Philippine High School for Arts and sa National Academy of Sports po. So kung increasean po natin sila into SG 30 and SG 28, baka magkaroon lang po ng disparity po among government employees. And then po, on the increasing of number of campuses, we note po yung funding implication na naman po. Of course, it will require po additional positions and MOE and capital outlays requirements po. And then finally po, on the creation of trust fund, we note po currently yung Philippine Science is authorized to collect fees and then it is deposited in the National Treasury and then yung budget po nila is under the JA. So kung gagawin po natin yon, ang intention po ba is alisin na po sila sa JA. But of course, with our policy po ng one fund concept, we still recommend po na under the JA pa rin po yung budget po nila. Thank you po.
We need to come up with a technical working group because I agree also with you on the one fund concept. Yung sa salary grade application, nagbabakasakali lang sila, baka makakuha sila na mas mataas sa sweldo. Nagbabakasakali. Malay mo makalusot, di ba? Oh, pero tama yung sinabi mo, magkakaroon ng wage disparity among the other similarly situated bureaus in government. Yeah. And wage disparity among the similarly situated agencies. So, yan ang pag-aaralan natin. But of course, wala tayong problema sa expansion. Anyway, we can put in the law that as Congress permits, the budget naman will always come from Congress. So, if Congress decides na instead of putting it sa rock netting and flood control, dredging, at nilalagay nila doon. Di ba? So, baka mas malaki di ba? Malaki yun. That's, yung dagdag nga sa DPWH na yun, 300 billion. Biro mo, yung budget lang PISA is less than 3 billion. It's only 2+ billion. You know what? Imagine how many students we can actually develop with 300 billion pesos. Not to mention every agency, including the DepEd. Sana balik na lang natin yung 12 na nawawala sa kanila, di ba? So yan ang mahalaga dyan. So, but I understand your position. Yung right sizing, matagal na ninyong pangarap yung government right sizing program. Napakahirap ng ipasa kasi aawayin tayo ng lahat ng department. Meron kasi tayong government right sizing program. So anyways, that's for another topic for another hearing. So thank you very much sa DBM. So siguro ang gagawin na lang po natin ngayon, we can see naman the merits of this measure. At talaga nakikita din ng kasama ko dito, Senator Robin Hood Padilla, na kailangan madagdagan po yung PSI sa mga regions. Katulad niyan, for example, yung Mimaropa, I think you should put one in Mindoro. Doon sa Region 10, dapat malapit sa Cagayan de Oro. Isa pa, yung NIR, kailangan natin lagyan. So we definitely have to make the adjustments in your bill and pass it into a law. So you have my commitment. Let's now, siguro with the permission of Senator Robin, ang gawin natin, mag-move muna tayo sa technical working group. Gawa muna tayo ng technical working group, Senator Robin Hood Padilla, and then dito sa technical working group, we'll ask the stakeholders to come and meet. Technically, we're approving this on committee level. So once kasi you go to technical working group, ibig sabihin, approved na to. We'll no longer have hearings. So we will have is technical working group meetings. So approved na po ito sa committee level. We'd like to invite the DOF together with the DBM and DepEd together with the stakeholders for the technical working group. And we'll study this over the break. Then we'll come back. We have only 4 short weeks left, ma'am, gentlemen, ladies, to pass this. Kailangan bago second week, bago mag-Valentine's. Kasi pagdating ng Valentine's, kampanya na po yan. We're on break until the elections. And then we come back maybe for 2 weeks to ratify measures and all. So I would suggest that we work overtime na lang tayo and then come up with a TWG so that the committee report can be prepared as soon as possible. So maraming salamat sa inyo lahat. Thank you. Thank you, Senator Robin Hood Padilla. Thank you. Ito yung suki ko na yung araw. Napakasipag. Dalawang approved measures po sa committee level. Once again, maraming salamat, Comsec. Thank you so much. To all the stakeholders sa DOST, pasensya na lang po, hindi sumablay ako dun sa budget ninyo. Naku, baka sakaling ma-remedyohan natin. But this law, I guarantee you, this I have control. Since I'm the subcommittee chair, I'm your sponsor, I have control of this one. We'll make sure that we pass this law para naman sa inyo. So maraming salamat po. Thank you also to the stakeholders. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagpunta dito. This meeting is now hereby adjourned.